Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to LIS 507 Information Life Cycle. My name is Mark McBride. I'll be the instructor this semester. This is one of the core courses in the MS Information and Library Science program. I know that for most of you, this is either likely your first semester or early on in your time here at UB. So I just want to say welcome. I want to talk a little bit about the course and introduce you to the semester. For many of you, I imagine this is your first online course. That can be a little intimidating. I would just say that online is just a different form of delivery. It's a different mode of delivery. It is all quite manageable, and the way the course is set up is set up for online learning. I know it can be a little confusing, and it can be maybe even be a little bit overwhelming at times. If you get lost, please throw a question in the discussion board. Any of your questions are likely going to be valuable to other colleagues in the course. But if you have a question that's more personal in nature, related to your personal circumstances, email me those questions and we can deal with those one-on-one. Again, one of the challenges of online learning is that unlike a seated class, you're not required to be in a specific location at a specific time. With online, you really got to test out your ability to manage your own time. So time management skills are a priority. You have to structure yourself in a way that helps you be successful in this course. So each week you're going to see what is required. Each week you're going to see what is expected of you. Just make sure you're carving out enough time for yourself. One of the benefits of taking an online course, and I've done an online graduate program of my own, while I was married and had 2 kids. It allows you to be, attentive to your family and to your full-time position, which I had. But it also required some sacrifice so that you could be available to complete the coursework at a reasonable time. It can be difficult at times, but it is quite possible. You can do it. But again, if you have any questions, please put them in the discussion board, or if they're personal in nature, just email me directly. So I want you to know that, this is a Master's of Science degree program. So this is a master's program. This isn't bachelor's. So you have to understand this is a professional degree program. So the expectations are going to be a little bit different. There's a lot of reading to do in this course. There's a lot of content we're going to cover. And for most of you, we're preparing you to work in libraries. But we're also preparing people to be information professionals. And information professionals are required in nearly every field that's out there these days. It's just the field of information is just expanded. We'll talk a little bit about that. But you're going to come out of this program with the knowledge and the skills that can be applied in a lot of different organizational types. I know many of you want to work in libraries and you love libraries, and that's great. All these skills can be applied to libraries, but keep an open mind because there's other professions that are out there where these skills and this knowledge that you're going to gather can be applied. So think about that. A little bit about libraries. I've worked in them for over 20 years. I started as a student assistant when I was an undergraduate, and I was like an instruction librarian. I worked the reference desk. I did a lot of liaison work at a couple different libraries. I moved on. I became a director of a library. I managed a library system for an entire state system. And now I work for an organization that researches libraries. So I've seen libraries from every different angle, every different aspect, and they are, to me, just fascinating organizations. I've always felt libraries were like the canary in the coal mine, the first ones up at the plate, so to speak, during the digital transformation that has completely transformed our society. Um, Libraries were like the first organizations to put web pages um, up on the early days of the internet. We pushed a lot of our universities to start thinking about putting web pages up for their institutions. We pushed a lot of our publishers to start thinking about digitizing their publications, and we pushed our own staff and our own content to work more in a digital online environment. I believe that libraries are still kind of pushing that envelope, although times have changed and there's different pressures on libraries now. We are still evolving as a field, and I still believe we are hubs of innovation. You'll see in your local communities, and you also see on academic campuses. Now, this course that I'm teaching was originally designed and delivered by Dr. Brenda Battleson White. Many of you may know her as Dr. B. Everything is set up by her is this one-stop shop. So I'm taking the course that Dr. White had built and kind of framing it and putting a spin on it. But many of the lectures you're going to see are actually going to be provided by Dr. B because they're kind of spot on and they align with the assignments and the course learning outcomes. I'll be sprinkling in some of my own content, some of my own perspective based on my own experiences. But the key thing is make sure you watch those videos each week because those are going to be important for you to view so you can be successful in this course. Let's see. The only other thing I want to say is, again, welcome. My name is Mark McBride, Dr. Mark McBride. You can call me Mark, call me Dr. McBride. I just want you to know that I'm really looking forward to working with everybody this semester, and I think we're going to have a great semester.